Hi, my name's Ross and today I'm going to be talking to various members of the British basketball community about the coronavirus, how it's affected themselves and their organisations and how they plan to return to normality once lockdown is lifted in England and Scotland. And I'm here with GB International, who's played all across Europe and all across the world in several different countries. Ashley Hamilton, thanks for joining me.
No problem, thank you for having me.
So what have you been doing to improve your game during this lockdown period?
I think the most important thing is just to be prepared for the next situation, to be prepared for the next opportunity that comes your way. At this point, we do not know if the season is going to start again, when the season is going to start again. So for me, as soon as lockdown started, I knew I had to be prepared for whatever came up.
So you lived in both Spain and the UK, but what were the differences in lockdown conditions for you personally?
I feel like Spain and Europe in general seem to have taken it a lot more seriously than the UK have. Straight away, lockdown meant lockdown. So from the beginning, there were no exceptions that you couldn't go work out. You couldn't leave the house. You couldn't leave the house unless it was for essential stuff. So if you go into the supermarket, you go into the pharmacy, could not leave the house. Only one member from each household could venture out.
I appreciate you spending time with me and doing this interview. Thanks for that.
Anytime, bro.
British basketball is in a very precarious position right now. So Ian, what's the scouting process been like for yourself and the staff at the Eagles if you've managed to get some scouting done?
Probably more extensive than it's ever been because the season ended so early. Players became available or players became released from their contracts and looking for new things earlier than ever before.
So are there any positives that the Eagles as an organisation will take away from lockdown and coronavirus as a whole?
I think, specific to the Eagles, maybe not off the top of my head, but I think as every person, whether they're in basketball or not, or every team, every organization, every company, we really start to reflect on what we've been doing previously and what the value of that was. I think the one thing that's going to come from this lockdown is we've realized that a lot of meetings that we have that last 2 hours could have been on Zoom and they could have been a half an hour phone call. And I think it's really shown us that we do actually waste a lot of time. Not necessarily I'm not talking about the Eagles here, I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
Zoom calls is something I've been doing for 2 years, and now all of a sudden everyone's doing it. And the owner said to me, why have I been driving down to league meetings that take 10 hours out of my day when we could have been doing it on Zoom? So, small things like that is good. I mean, for the individuals and from the people within it, a lot more family time for those who actually immediate family. But as an organization, maybe just a chance to reflect and ensure we're going in the right direction and maybe streamline a little bit, which I think we all have to do.
So as a coach, how have you managed to keep in touch with the players and how have you managed to make sure they're staying fit and healthy and prepared?
Well, it's difficult more than ever before because, what would you normally do in an off season as a player? You'd have a strength and conditioning plan, or you'd have some sort of a workout that you're going to follow with, incremental stages throughout the summer. And then suddenly your gym's taken away and you can't get shots up and you can't go and lift. So that's very different for them.
For sure, man. Really appreciate you taking the time and appreciate you doing the interview with me.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Today we spoke to people in the British basketball community about what they've been doing during lockdown and how the coronavirus has affected them both personally and professionally. We've heard from their viewpoint how they believe British basketball can return to the new normal whenever that may be.